Clopay and Nedick Minster welcome you to this broadcast of high school varsity boys basketball. We are at Russia Local School where the Minster Wildcats will take on the Russia Raiders. Tonight's game is brought to you by the following sponsors: Crown Equipment Corporation, First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Winners Meats, Sydney Auglade's Audiology, Precision Strip, Wagner's IGA, Jewelry Barn, and NKTelco. Good evening, everyone. I'm Craig Fissinger with my broadcast partner tonight, Ken Francis. We're about 11 and a half minutes from tip-off in the varsity contest as we just wrapped up our junior varsity game. In that one, Russia won by the final score of 48-29. Leading the way for the Raiders in the JV contest was Vince Borchers with 17 points. It was Jude Counts with 9 points, Felix Francis with 9 points, Colby Ronan with 8 points, Matt Caldwell with 3, and Michael Bell and Jackson Grogine both with 1. For the Minster Wildcats, they were led by Logan Cooney with 15 points. It was 6 points for Ian Homan, 4 points for Caleb Sharp, 3 points for Jack Meyer, and 1 point for Connor Sneezing. I'll turn to my broadcast partner now. And Ken, Happy New Year to you. You know, we all love the holidays, but now that they're over, I bet both these programs are ready to focus on some basketball.
Absolutely, Craig, and Happy New Year to all of our listeners out there on NKTelco. And you're exactly right. You know, we get through the holidays. It's always a special time of the year for everybody. Fortunately, Craig, for both these teams, you know, they played during the holiday break. Russia traveled to the Covington Holiday Tournament, and Minster also found a game in there as well against the House of Wildcats. So they both had some opportunities to keep the rhythm going as far as basketball goes, and I'm sure they all had a wonderful Christmas, and it's time to get back into the swing of basketball. Before you know it, another 4 weeks from now will be tournament draws, so the time goes fast.
Well, let's preview this boys matchup between Russia and Minster. Ken, why don't we begin with the Russia roster?
Craig, the Russia Raiders have 3 seniors on their team. Jordan Meyer, 6'2" forward. Patrick Bowman is a guard, and Sam York is also a forward. Next up for the Raiders are 7 juniors. They're led by 6'3" forward Ben Bowman. Colby Monin also on 6'3". Matthew Caldwell, 6'1". Xavier Flippo, the 6' forward. Ross Fissinger is a 5'10" guard. Michael Bell is a 5'10" guard, and Zane Shappy, also a 5'9" guard for the Raiders. They have 3 sophomores on their team. Leading scorer Hayden Quinter, the 6'2" guard. Braden Monin, 6'1" guard, and Jude Counts, also a guard. And they have, finally, Craig, they have 1 freshman, that's 6'1" forward, Braylon Cadania. Raiders are coached by Mr. Dave Borchers, assisted by Spencer Cadania. JV coach is Cody Anthony. And the freshman coach is Mick Leffel. The athletic director is Miss Amber Cadania.
Well, so far this season, Russia has an overall record of 5 wins and 2 losses. Russia's current record in the Shelby County Athletic League is 3-2, and that means their non-league record right now is 2-0. On the road this year, Russia is 3-1, and at home the Raiders are 2-1. Here's a rundown of individual wins and losses. Victories have come against Fort Laramie, Houston, Fairlawn, Bradford, and most recently Covington. Their 2 defeats have been to Jackson Center and Anna. Defensively, Russia is allowing 43 points per game. Offensively, the Raiders are scoring 20 more points than their opponents at 63 points per game. And here's a recap of that most recent game I mentioned at Covington last Thursday. Russia came into the contest riding a 2-game losing streak, but on paper it looked like the Raiders might have an easy night as Covington only had 1 win on the season. However, nothing came easy for Russia as they scrapped and clawed their way to a 10-point halftime lead, 39-29, and finally pulled ahead in the second half for a 15-point win, 68-53. Individual scoring for the Raiders went like this. Hayden Quinter had a game-high 15 points. Next, it was Ross Fissinger with 11. 2 other Raiders hit double figures as both Braylon Cadania and Braden Monin had 10. Then it was Xavier Flippo with 9, Ben Bowman 5, Zane Shappy 4, Patrick Bowman 2, Jordan Meyer 1, and Sam York 1. Ken, along with the win, it's always a fun night for Raiders fans when 10 different players get points in the scorebook.
Absolutely, Craig, and makes for a well-balanced scoring attack. You know, Coach Borchers has been using his bench really well this year, and the Raiders have been getting great production off their bench. Ross Fissinger, Braylon Cordonier leading the way off the bench for the Raiders, typically on the scoring column, as well as Jordan Meyer. So a lot of well-balanced scoring for the Raiders.
If we look at scoring averages on the season right now, as you mentioned earlier, Hayden Quinter is leading the Raiders with an 11.4 point per game average. Next you have Zane Shappy at 10.1. Those are the only 2 Raiders in double figures. But 3 guys that are really close, Braden Monon at 9.6, Ben Bowman also at 9.6, and Xavier Flippo at 9 points even per game. Then you've got Ross Fissinger coming off the bench at 4.7, as well as Braylon Cordonier at 3.4. Jordan Myers averaging 2.3. Patrick Bowman 1.9, Jude Counts 1.3, and then both Sam York and Michael Bell under a point each. Let's take a short break and come back with a preview of the Minster Wildcats. You're listening to high school boys basketball on NKTelco Sports.
Lift your career to new heights with Crown, an innovative global leader in the material handling industry with over a 75-year history of growth and success. We're seeking career-minded candidates for a wide variety of entry-level and skilled positions in our new Bremen, New Knoxville, Salina, Minster, and other U.S. locations. Visit crown.jobs to apply or find us on social media by searching Careers at Crown.
Clopay Corporation, America's favorite garage door, is now hiring for all manufacturing and over-the-road Class A CDL driving positions. Clopay is the largest residential garage door manufacturer in North America, and we are continuing to grow. Join our team and work in a safe, clean, modern environment. Clopay offers a great benefits package as an equal opportunity employer and a drug-free work environment. Imagine the possibilities when you open the door to your career at clopay.com/careers.
Are you looking for a new career with amazing growth potential? NKTelco Press and Automation is hiring for many positions right now. NKTelco is a global company that is growing with its sights on being a billion-dollar company. Machinists, service technicians, human resource personnel, IT specialists, electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, and many more. The opportunities abound at NKTelco Press and Automation. Go to minsterjobs.com now to get started on your new career with NKTelco.
Yeah, we're now about 4.5 minutes from tip-off as both teams are still completing their warm-ups. Now let's preview the visitors from Minster. And Ken, why don't you begin with the Wildcats roster?
Craig, will start with the seniors. They have 3 of them on their team, from tallest to shortest. Zach Fortman, the 6'5" forward. Johnny Nixon, 6'4" forward, and Austin Worman, 6' guard. Wildcats have 6 juniors on their roster. Noah Papari, the 6'4" forward. Logan Clooney, 6'2". Devin Wepker, 6'1" guard. Connor Garrett, 6' forward. Dylan Watercutter, 5'10" guard, and Andy Puppelman, 5'9" guard. They have a couple sophomores in Caleb Sharp and Jack Meyer. And finally, they have 5 freshmen on their roster for the varsity team. Ian Holman, Logan Steffi, James Niemeyer, Cole Richard, and Connor Schmeezy. The head coach for the Wildcats is Coach Michael McClurg. The assistants are Kurt Albers, J.J. Wormeyer, Brian Steffi, Tim Bargy. The JV coach is Logan Summer, and the athletic director is Mr. Josh Clooney.
And so far this season, Minster has an overall record of 2 wins and 7 losses. Their current record in the Midwest Athletic Conference is 0-3, and that means their non-league record is 2-4. On the road this year, Minster is 3-1. Just 1 and not sure of their road record, but they're at home. They are actually 2-1. So on the road, they would be 1-5. Or 1-6, excuse me. Here's a rundown of individual wins and losses. Victories have come against Anna and most recently Houston between the holiday break. Defeats have been to Spencerville, Wapak, Botkins, New Bremen, Delphos St. John's, Versailles, and Ottoville. Defensively, Minster is allowing 52 points per game. Offensively, the Wildcats are scoring 10 less points than their opponents at 42 points per game. So if we compare the two teams, Rushi's giving up 42, Minster 52. Rushi is scoring 63 and Minster 42. And here's a recap of Minster's most recent game last Thursday, hosting Houston, and the Wildcats were really in control of that game from the start. They led at halftime by 20 points, 34-14, and kept that same 20-point margin until the end, winning by the final score of 62-42. Top scorers for Minster were Brogan Steffi with 12 points, Devin Whipker with 10, and also Noah Papari with 10. And in case you were wondering what happened between these two teams in their matchup last year at Minster, it was a game that both Ken and I sat courtside and had the pleasure of calling. And in the end, it was simply the experience of Minster overwhelming the youth of Rushi as the Wildcats won by 19 points, 46-27. For Minster, 5 of their 6 scores in the game were seniors, and they were led by Brian Falk with 13, Josh Dekamp with 9, Brady Holscher with 8, and Justin Nixon with 8. For Rushi, 3 of their top 4 scorers were freshmen and a couple sophomores, as Zane Chappie led the way with 8, Jonathan Bell had 6, Ben Bowman 5, and Hayden Quinter 4 that night. Now it's time for our Keyhole Pizza Keys to the game. Ken, let's start with Minster, and what do the Wildcats need to do against Rushi to get the victory?
Well, Craig, the Wildcats need to defend the transition game. The Raiders come in averaging 63 points a game. The Wildcats are only averaging 42. The Raiders like to play a high-tempo game at their best, and the Cats need to try to control this tempo and keep the game in the 40s. The other thing for Coach McClurg and his Wildcats is keep learning. Wildcats have a very young varsity team here, Craig, and they have to understand that success is not going to be immediate. Rome was not built in a day. Coach McClurg and his Wildcats, Craig, they have to be patient and they'll learn a little bit every game.
I like that. Rome was not built in a day. Very good. But what does the Raiders have to do if they're going to get the win tonight?
Craig, the Raiders are going to have to, first of all, share the rock. Coach Borchers and his team have a well-balanced scoring attack, and it's important for them to continue that way throughout the game. And Craig, the other thing is, where's Johnny? And we're not talking Johnny from the Sopranos. We're talking Johnny Nixon. The Nixon boys have been a thorn on the side for the Raiders for many, many years. The big 6'4" senior will be very active on the glass. They need to box him out and contain Johnny Nixon.
All right, good stuff there, Ken. We're going to take a break for tonight's national anthem. We'll be back in a moment with the tip-off between Rushi and Minster. You're listening to high school boys basketball here on NKTelco Sports.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
And it's time for tonight's starting lineups, sponsored by Sydney Auglays Audiology. Ken, let's start with the Minster Wildcats. What do you have?
Craig Sr., 6-foot guard Austin Warman. They're going to start junior 6'4" Noah Papari, a freshman Brogan Steffi, Johnny Nixon, the 6'4" senior in the middle, and James Niemeyer, 6 foot, another freshman for the Wildcats. Now it's coached by Mr. Michael McClurg.
All right, and how about those Rushi Raiders? Who are the starters tonight?
Raiders will be starting sophomore Hayden Quinter, another sophomore or junior in Zane Chappie, sophomore Braden Monin, a junior in Ben Bowman, and another junior in Xavier Flippo. Like I mentioned earlier, each of those 4 starters all averaging right at 10 points per game. Raiders are coached by Mr. Dave Borchers.
Again, the starting lineups tonight sponsored by Sydney Auglays Audiology. I want to remind our viewers that tonight's scoreboard is sponsored by First National Bank, and all replays are courtesy of Winners Meats. Our timeouts will come to you from Precision Strip. And speaking of those Minster starters, being told that James Niemeyer, number 22, the freshman, is actually starting in place of junior Devin Lipker, who is typically a starter, has been all season, and is out sick here tonight. So Devin is, I don't even think, in the gymnasium here this evening, but James Niemeyer is stepping in for him here tonight. Minster in their road blacks, Russia in their home whites. Jumping at center circle for the Wildcats will be number 20, Johnny Nixon, as well as for the Raiders will be number 12, Hayden Quinter. Always fun when you get these two towns together, Ken.
Absolutely, Craig. Looking for a good basketball game here tonight. A lot of youth on the floor. Not only one senior, I believe, out there of the starting 10. Russia, of course, doesn't start any seniors. And the visiting Wildcats are starting a couple freshmen. So here we go, Craig, and let's play basketball.
All right, first game of the season for both these, or first game of the new year for both these teams, and Minster does control the tip as Steffi will get things started for the Wildcats. It's on top to Wellman, over to Nixon. Nixon being guarded by Ben Bowman, working Bowman down to the blocks, finally kicks it out into the corner. Driving baseline up and off the side of the backboard is James Niemeyer. We're going to get a
charging foul.
Yeah, offensive foul, and James Niemeyer get this game started. So
pretty impressed there with the freshman, though, Craig. He went straight to the bucket. He did not hesitate. That Niemeyer name, a familiar name to Russia fans as well as Nixon, and just a lot of great community support between these two schools, Craig, and you constantly run into a lot of the same surnames out there, don't we?
Absolutely. Between both these towns, a lot of the same names year after year. Russia now with the ball. Xavier Flippo has it, gets it on top of Shappy. Shappy gets it over to Hayden Quinter, over to Flippo. He'll take the three on the way, and Xavier Flippo gets a scoring started here tonight with one from long range, and not uncommon for the junior to hit those kind of shots. Nixon working it down low. Ball almost stolen by Quinter, gets it in the corner. Steffi now gets it on top to Noah Papari. Noah Papari, an exchange student, Ken.
Now that's another familiar name, Craig, to all your especially fans out there that follow basketball.
A nice bucket there by Austin Wellman, the 6-foot senior. Gets Minster on the board.
I assume relations somewhere along the line to Retta Papari, the Minster Wildcat great. Played on a state championship team, I believe, for the Wildcat many years ago.
Had a teammate by the name of Lauren Shank that just was recently passed up on the all-time scoring list at Minster last year by Ivy Wolf, who now plays for the Red Hawks at Miami. So Russia up 3-2, 6:22 to go here in the first quarter. Just one bucket by both teams. Nixon now on the block, gets around Bowman. His shot's too hard, but rebound is knocked out of bounds. And Papari's shot was blocked. So Minster to inbound it underneath their own basket. Papari with the ball, being guarded by Flippo, trying to get it down low to Wellman. Wellman kicks it out to Nixon. Nixon in the lane. Nice little left-handed shot is short. Braden Monin with the rebound. 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Russia up 3-2. Shappy thinks about a long three, decides to give it to his teammate Braden Monin. He's going to take a long three, and Braden Monin dials one up. So Russia, 2 field goals, both of those from behind the arc.
Well behind the arc on both of them.
Raiders now with a 4-point lead, 6-2. Wellman gets it down low to Nixon. Nixon working against Bowman once again. Nixon, nice little spin move. And Shappy comes around to help out and gets the steal, trying to get the ball up court to Braden Mon. The ball's almost stolen by Minster. Bowman now with it in the lane. He's going to go up and over a couple Minster defenders. He misses his shot. Stick backs on the lane. Bowman gets it to go down. Ken, he's going to try to get a three-pointer the old-fashioned way.
Absolutely, Craig. Bowman working hard on the glass there for the Russia Raiders. He went up with the first one, left it a little short, and aggressively got after his rebound. Put it back in for a bucket and a foul.
A couple substitutions as Nixon will head to the bench. Coming onto the floor will be Zach Fortman, a 6'5" senior. Also coming out will be Cole Richard, who is a 5'11" freshman. Heading to the bench will be James Niemeyer. For the Raiders, they will bring in Ross Fissinger, a junior, as well as Braylon Cadanier, a freshman. The lone freshman on the Raiders roster that's been getting more and more playing time week after week as Bowman gets the free throw to go down, and he gets his own three-point play. Russia now up.
Should be
9-2, yeah. Problems on the scoreboard. Fortman gets it in the corner. Richard now working against Quinter. And Richard's going to get called for the 5-second call. Nice bit of defense there by Hayden Quinter.
Wildcats, Craig, got 3 turnovers here in less than 3 minutes into the game. Raiders are taking care of the ball well. They don't have any turnovers. Off to a hot shooting night, too.
So Braden Monin will bring the ball up the floor for the Raiders. And you'll see Monin bring the ball up the floor as well as Zane Shappy, the typical starting point guard. Hayden Quinter can bring it up as well. Kadani with it down low. Working on the post, looking for a teammate now. Gets it out to Quinter. Quinter getting it over to Fissinger. Fissinger's going to get a shot up over, roll across the rim, and Ross Fissinger gets a 2-pointer.
Fissinger comes in on averaging close to 5 points a game, Craig, off the bench for the Raiders.
And Monin almost picks up a steal, but they're going to call a kick on that one.
Just a couple games in double figures already off the bench for Coach Borchers.
Coach Borchers going to give Ben Bowman a rest and bring back in starter Xavier Flippo. Party to inbound it, gets it to Steffi. Steffi will work it up the court for Minster, being guarded three-quarter court pressure by Braden Monin. Monin with a little contact as Steffi loses it out of bounds into the Raiders bench. And again, that's why you play that. You apply that kind of pressure at three-quarter court.
Yeah, good pressure applied there by Braden Monin, forcing Steffi into the turnover.
So Rushi up 11-2, 4:23 to go here in the first quarter. Quinter working with it, hands it off to Braden Monin. Braden Monin will be picked up by Richard. Monin picks up his dribble, gets out to Quinter. Quinter's going to take a three. Rushi's hot from back there, but Quinter misses that one. The first missed three for the Raiders here in this first quarter. Steffi now working against Monin, goes baseline, gets it out to Wellman. Wellman's going to get in the lane. Gets it over to Nixon, who's back in the ball game in the corner. Shot short by Steffi, but stick back is good by Noah Papari. And a 6'4 junior is the second Wildcat to score, both him and Wellman with 2 points each. Rushi with 11-4 lead, 3:42 left. Fissinger being guarded by Nixon, gets it on top to Monin. Monin being guarded by Wellman, back to Fissinger. He's going to take a long three, and Fissinger connects, gets his own three-pointer. 3 different Raiders now have threes, Ken.
Greg, they're shooting them from way downtown. Coach Borchers got to be extremely happy with the Rushi Raiders shooting performance so far tonight. Like you mentioned, 3 threes, and then Ben Bowman's got himself a 3 the old-fashioned way, doesn't he?
Rushi with a 10-point lead now, 14-4. Papari goes up over, and a shot rolls around, goes out of bounds. Minster will hang on to it here. Substitution as Zane Shappy will come into the ball game. He's going to replace, looks like, Hayden Quinter heading to the bench. Ben Bowman also checking in at the scores table.
I mentioned earlier in the game, Craig, that Coach Borchers likes to use his bench, and he's done so already tonight, hasn't he?
Yeah, he sure has. He'll go 8-9 deep sometimes on that bench.
He shuffles them in and out a lot, keeps them nice and fresh.
Minster, nice inbounds play by the Wildcats as Nixon gets the easy layup. Johnny Nixon, a 6'4 senior.
Rushi might have to review that one on the videotape, Craig. That was a pretty nice inbounds play.
You get a whistle and a foul on a Wildcat. That one looks like it's going to go on Austin Wellman. He'll pick up the foul. So Fissinger to inbound it in front of the Minster bench. Gets it over to Monin. And set this offense up under 3 minutes to go in this first quarter. Rushi with an 8-point lead, 14-6. Down low to Shappy. Shappy being guarded by Richard. Posting up, Richard gets a little help from Nixon. And Minster now with the ball. Richard's going to take a three. A little short on that one, but a rebound by Nixon gets it back to Richard. And Wildcats rotating around. Steffi decides to step back and set this offense up once again. Bowman picking up Steffi now, going to double team him. Finally gets rid of it, gets it out to Richard into the corner. Dialing up the three there for Pari, but that's no good. Ball out of bounds in front of the Raiders bench. Not sure if our camera can pick that up, but right in front of that Raiders bench as 3 Raiders will head to the scores table. Checking in now for the first time will be Jordan Meyer, a 6'2 senior, as well as Hayden Quinter and Xavier Flippo coming in. Heading to the bench will be Braden Monin, Braylon Cardonier, and Ross Fissinger.
I'm not sure how the Wildcats can remember who they're guarding on the defensive end of the floor, Craig. Coach Borchers got 2 or 3 guys on the table every dead ball.
Likes to keep them fresh as Shappy gets a steal, gets it in center court to Quinter. He's going to almost put that ball down. He touched the rim and he laid it in. I don't count that as a dunk, but with that, Minster will call a timeout. We'll take a timeout with them. Russia leading 16-6. You're listening to high school boys basketball here on NKTelco Sports.
Allglaze and Sydney Audiology are committed to providing the most advanced and affordable hearing care solutions.
Did you know that more and more insurances are offering coverage for hearing needs and that we are the most comprehensive provider in the area?
Because we want to serve all in our community, we partner with agencies such as Medicaid, OOD, Sertoma, and most recently the VA, helping our veterans find local solutions to their problems.
Don't leave unused benefits on the table this year. Call us today to see if you qualify.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Crown Equipment Corporation.
Grand Lake Health.
With 1:57 left to go in the first quarter, Russia leads Minster 16-6. Ken, both of these teams coming off wins, and Russia, as I mentioned in the pregame, came off a 2-game losing streak, gets the win against Covington. Minster, 2-7 record, they get a win against Howson. Both these teams want to continue that momentum in this game tonight.
That's right, Craig. And the Raiders are off to a hot start, and I mentioned one of the keys of the game was how the Wildcats had to control the Raiders and control the tempo. And definitely the Russia Raiders are looking at a high-scoring first quarter, much to the appreciation of Coach Dave Borchers.
And Richard's going to get fouled on that shot attempt in the lane. A couple Raider fans yelling. They thought it was an offensive variety of a foul, but Cole Richard, the 5'11 freshman, stepping to the free throw line. 5 freshmen on this varsity roster. Saw a couple of them in the junior varsity game as Richard connects on the first attempt.
I believe we've already seen 3 of them, haven't we, Craig? And Steffi, Niemeyer, and Richard.
Steffi started, as well as Niemeyer, as we said, starting for Devin Whipker tonight, who is not playing because of illness. As Cole Richard will hit the second one, cuts the Raider lead to in half, 16-8. 1:35 to go here in the first quarter. Pointer with it for the Raiders. Gets it down low to Shapley. We saw this before, posting up against Richard. Can't get that one to go down. Russia must feel like they have a good matchup there with Shapley down low to Richard, but so far, Shapley is 0 for 2.
They've tried that a couple times, Craig. The last time you seen Johnny Nixon roll around to help, but that time Richard's held his own.
Nixon gets it across on top to Wellman. Kapari going to drive baseline, tries to get the pass picked up by Steffi, but knocked from behind by Xavier Flippo. That's going to go out of bounds. Minster going to keep the ball. See if they'll run an inbounds play similar to the last one where Nixon was able to get the easy layup. Substitution as Shappy will head to the bench. Braden Monin in. A little bit different set for Minster this time. Nixon with it. Gets it back out to Steffi. Steffi going to drive baseline on Monin. Kicks it out to Wellman. On top to Richard. Back to Nixon, being guarded by Bowman. Richard's shot is blocked by Quinter and then knocked out of bounds by the freshman. So Russia will get the ball at the length of the floor to go. 49.3 seconds left to go in this first quarter. Russia with the 16-8 lead. Quinter bringing it up court. Wellman fouling.
Hayden Quinter blocks a lot of shots for Russia, doesn't he, Craig?
He's a good leaper, that's for sure. And the turnover by Russia as Nixon picks it up. Gives to Steffi. 35 seconds to go here in the first. Wellman thinks about a 3, decides to drive around Flippo. His shot gets blocked as Quinter picks it up. Able to maintain control, even going down to his knees. So he crosses the half court with 22 seconds. Hands it off to Flippo. Flippo double teamed by a couple Wildcats. Trying to find a teammate, finds Meyer. Bowman going to work on the block. 12 seconds to go, and going to get a whistle and get called for an offensive foul. We see that from Ben Bowman before. He likes to throw that shoulder, throw that elbow, whatever you want to call it.
You know, it works, Craig, when you get away with it. And big Ben Bowman, Craig, he knows how to use the body in the paint, and you can't fault him for trying. And I like the aggressive play by him.
beef down there. Coach Borcher giving Bowman a rest as Braylon Cadonna replaces him. 10 seconds to go as Steffi gets across the half court for Minster. Double team by the Raiders. Steffi gets out of it, drives the lane, puts a shot up. Cadonna swatted at it and perhaps altered that shot. Quinter throws one at the horn. That's no good. And after 8 minutes of play, Russia leads Minster 16-8. We'll take a break and come back with your first quarter numbers. You're listening to High School Boys Basketball here on NKTelco Sports.
Allglaze and Sydney Audiology are committed to providing the most advanced and affordable hearing care solutions.
Did you know that more and more insurances are offering coverage for hearing needs and that we are the most comprehensive provider in the area?
Because we want to serve all in our community, we partner with agencies such as Medicaid, OOD, Sertoma, and most recently the VA, helping our veterans find local solutions to their problems.
Don't leave unused benefits on the table this year. Call us today to see if you qualify.
And after one quarter of play, Russia leads Minster 16-8. First quarter scoring for the Raiders went like this. It was Ross Fissinger with 5, Braden Monin 3, Xavier Flippo 3, Ben Bowman 3, and Hayden Quinter 2. For the Wildcats, 4 different players had 2 points with Austin Wellman, Noah Papari, Johnny Nixon, and Cole Richard.
Craig, the Raiders were 6 for 11 from the field for 55%, 1 for 1 from the free throw line. The Wildcats just 3 for 13, Craig, and they turned it over 6 times.
And Russia with the ball starting this second quarter. Missed shot attempt. Raiders with the rebound, and Flippo's going to put up a 3, so 2 threes on this possession by Cadonna and Flippo. Both missed, but Russia able to get the long rebounds. Flippo with it, gets it on top of Cadonna. Over to Patrick Bowman now in the game. Patrick Bowman, one of 3 seniors in this lineup. As Shappy puts one up, and a nice floater from Zane Shappy as he was held scoreless in that first quarter, gets 2 to get the scoring started here in this second one.
Craig, Raiders with 3 opportunities at that time to score. Took advantage of it.
Brogan Steffi, the 6-foot freshman, answers the basket from Shappy with a 2 of his own. Russia 18, Minster 10, and a long 3 from Shappy is well off the mark. Ball wrestled around as Nixon picks it up, and it's going to get a whistle on a foul on the Raiders. A foul.
Patrick Bowman.
Going to go on Patrick Bowman. So, yeah, Patrick Bowman, the 6'1 senior, gets whistled for it. And substitution as Shappy will head to the bench. Ross Fissinger back into the ball game. This Russia roster has 3 seniors, 6 juniors, 3 sophomores, and 1 freshman. For Coach Dave Borcher, who's now in his 4th season. And a turnover by the Wildcats. Cadonna's going to get it. We'll see if he can put one down. He puts it off the board instead. So Braylon Cadonna.
Can he dunk it?
I don't know. I think if he could have, he might have there.
I think so. He had an opening. But
you just don't want to miss one.
No, you want to make sure you lay it in. The freshman Cadonna did a nice job there of finishing it at the hoop.
Especially when your dad's on the bench.
That's right.
So Russia now leading 20-10, and another Wildcat turnover. Quinter with it this time, puts it off the glass, and he's going to get the basket and the Band-Aid. Hayden Quinter will head to the free throw line after getting the layup, and Russia starting to separate themselves early in this game.
Aggressive defense, aggressive man-to-man trapping defense there by the Raiders, and the turnovers are starting to mount for the Wildcats. Coach McClurg looking for the right answer with a combination of his lineup there, but the pressure defense of the Raiders really starting to take its toll on the Wildcats.
Quinter makes the bucket. He now has 5 points. Russia expands their lead to 13 points, 23-10. 6 minutes to go here in the first half. Substitution earlier there for the Wildcats as Noah Papari went to the bench, and Zach Fortman now in. Wellman with it, gets it over to Fortman. Fortman working against Cadonna. Gets it out to Richard. Richard runs into Fissinger, and it's like number 4 is going to get called for the block.
Richard showed a couple times, Craig, aggressively going to the bucket, and he's done very well at that. Driving right at the Raider defender.
We're looking at team fouls now. You've got Russia with, I believe, 5. I don't think it's updated on the board correctly yet, but Minster's got 5 for sure. And I believe Russia now tied them with 5. And the three-pointer from Richard bounces around, no good. Rebound Cadonna. Gets it up court to Fissinger. Fissinger stops, thinks about the shot, gets it instead to Flippo, who rotates it to Monin. Monin's three's on the way, and Braden Monin says, I want to play. gets his second three of the ball game. He now has 6 points to lead the Raiders in scoring right now.
Raiders 4 for 7, Craig, on 3-pointers tonight, so off to a hot start from behind the arc.
5:17 to go. Rushi now up 16 points. Steffi working the ball against Braden Monon, who just hit the big three-pointer for the Raiders. Finally gets it to Richard. Richard working against Quinter, gets in the lane, puts up a floater in the lane off the glass, no good. Going to get a whistle and a foul. That's going to be an offensive foul on Cole Richard. It'll be his first.
Third turnover of the quarter for the Wildcats. Rushi doing a nice job, Craig, of taking care of the basketball. Coach Borchers has to be extremely happy with how the Raider guards have handled the pressure of the Wildcats tonight so far.
Rushi outscoring Minster 10-2 in this second quarter so far, as Monon's three misses and Nixon corrals the rebound. And Wellman, if that ball's going to go out on Fissinger into the Raider bench. So substitution now for the Raiders as Ben Bowman comes back in the ballgame. Braylon Cadagna on the bench. Entering for the first time will be Logan Cooney, a 6'2 junior. He will replace Austin Wellman. We saw Cooney in that junior varsity game where he led all scorers with 15 points. Not all scorers, actually Vince Borchers from Rushi had 17 to lead all scorers. Cooney led his own team with 15. See what he can do in the varsity contest. Nixon's working with it now. Gets the ball across to Steffi. Steffi's going to take a three. Back the iron, no good. Nice box out by Ben Bowman to get that rebound.
Yes, it was, Craig. Big Ben can control the glass on the defensive end, and another three-pointer for the Raiders. Aiden Quinter says, I want to play this game too.
Well, that's 5 three-pointers from behind the arc for Rushi in this first half. Really dialing up from long range, and we're going to get a whistle and a foul. This one's going to go on Braden Monon.
I think some of the Raider crowd wanted a push-off on an offensive foul there, Craig, on the Wildcat, but
maybe Steffi extended his arm a little bit on that.
Call went in favor of the Wildcats. They try to chip into this deficit, Craig, and they need a basket in a worse way.
Foreman going to drive baseline by Flippo, and a ball stolen by Hayden Quinter. See if he gets another layup again. And he rammed this one, Ken. We questioned whether he could dunk before. He put that one down and got the Raider crowd on their feet.
That was a one-hander, Craig, with some energy behind it.
Well, they've been talking about it for a couple years now, telling us and everyone that he could throw one down, and he finally does. So a lot of fun for fans to watch that. And Fortman's going to get fouled on his way to the bucket and head to the free throw line for a couple.
Greg, I heard he could dunk in cowboy boots, but I've never seen him dunk in a basketball shoes before, but he just did.
He finally showed everyone what he can, how his ups, I guess.
That was emphatic. That was pretty impressive.
Winner leading all scorers with 10 points right now as the first free throw from Fortman is short. Substitutions for the Raiders as Flippo and Fissinger will head to the bench. Entering will be Jordan Meyer and Braylon Cadagna. Crowd still buzzing over that one, Ken.
I'm still buzzing over that one, Craig. That was pretty impressive. In traffic with one hand. Can NKTelco replay that, Craig? Do we have the ability?
Absolutely. We'll see the replays sponsored by Winners Meats on the replay coming up. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
First turnover of the quarter there for the Raiders, Craig. They're having a very nice offensive quarter here, Craig. Right now, outscoring the Wildcats 15-2.
And the score is 31-10 on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. 3:08 left to play here in this first half. Stay tuned for our Wagner's IGA halftime report. Ken and I will have all the numbers coming up for you. Nixon with the ball down low for the Wildcats, working against Ben Bowman.
You know, Craig, early in the key to the game, I mentioned, where's Johnny? Ben Bowman knows where Johnny is, doesn't he?
Ben Bowman doing a nice job on Nixon here so far. Johnny Nixon with just 2 points in the first quarter. One of those guys there that can go off at any moment. As Steffi's going to get a steal, we'll see if he can put one up and off the glass. He does, and Brogan Steffi with a nice bucket, and he gets fouled, so he'll head to the free throw line. He got 4 points in the second quarter, 4 points for the game, going to try to make it 5.
Correct. Nice steal and finish there by Brogan Steffi.
Just a 6-foot freshman. He had 12 points in that Houston win last Thursday to lead the Wildcats. He's leading them here right now. Steffi's free throw, a nice soft touch off the rim and in. Score now 31-13 Raiders. Meyer kicks the ball out to Cadonier. Cadonier in the lane, loses his dribble. Nixon picks it up. Turnover by the Raiders.
Back-to-back turnovers by the Raiders, Craig.
Nixon going to drive the lane. He puts it off the glass, and there's Johnny Nixon with a 2. And it looks like Coach Dave Borchers wants a precision strip timeout. We'll take one with him. Russia leads Minster 31-15.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Crown Equipment Corporation.
Grand Lake Health.
Craig, you know, Coach Borcher's got a quick timeout there. Didn't like what he's seen the last couple possessions down the floor. Back-to-back turnovers by the Raiders, resulting in 5 quick points for the Wildcats. So Coach Borcher's wanted to stop the momentum, but he also wanted to get his point across to a few of the Raiders, thinking, hey, this game's far from over, and we can't do any individual basketball here, and that's what the Raiders were trying to do.
Yeah, Raiders up 16 points right now, and sometimes you get a little lax, and it's only the first half. Rushi's got to maintain that intensity and keep doing what they're doing. Minster, on the other hand, very dangerous team. You know, they're 0-3 in the MAC, and you think, oh wow, not very good this season. But those 3 MAC losses against New Bremen, Versailles, and Delphos St. John's at Delphos, 3 very good teams in the MAC. So this team a little bit better than what their record may lead you to believe at 2-7. Rushi with the ball in the corner. Shappy's got it now. Gets it on top to Braden Monin. Fissinger thinks about it, gets it over to Meyer in the corner. Gets it to Bowman. Bowman capable of shooting that outside jumper if he wants. Rushi with a lot of good guards though.
Rushi a little hesitant now all of a sudden, Craig, to pull the trigger from behind the arc. They've had a few nice looks.
Makes you wonder what Coach Borchers talked about in that huddle. And there's a nice look for the Raiders. Maybe that's what he talked about. Good looks at the basket as Ben Bowman gets the layup.
Another one of my keys to the game, Craig, was sharing the basketball, and the Raiders shared it very well on that possession. Fine assist there by Chappie.
Well, you always hear it, as you say, sharing the basketball, and that's exactly what they did there. Nixon with it now for the Wildcats. He gets it over to Steffi. Steffi being guarded by Monin. Under a minute to play here in the first half. Rushi up 33-15. Nixon with it. Now 15. Oh, nice steal there from Jordan Meyer. Meyer's going to pick it up from the left side. Goes up the left-handed layup. That's too strong. Bowman gets it, and he gets fouled on his attempt at the stick back. Then Bowman will head to the free throw line. And that precision strip timeout, Ken, got a good basket coming out of that. Perhaps another bucket here before this first half is over with.
Yeah, like I said, very good time out there by Coach Borchers, and Ben Bowman's having a big night on the offensive glass, Craig. That's his 4th offensive rebound for the Raiders.
Bowman misses the first. As a substitution, Patrick Bowman will come in and replace Meyer. Meyer picked up that steal that led to this Ben Bowman free throw attempt. Bowman's second one's on the way, and he nails that one. So Ben Bowman with 6 points, and he'll be quickly subbed for us. Hayden Quinter back in the ball game. Bowman gets the rest. 37 seconds to go here in this first half. Rushi with a 19-point lead. Steffi will walk the ball up the court. That's center circle. Picks up his dribble. Now has to find a teammate. Does find one in Nixon. Johnny Nixon hands it back to Steffi. 22 seconds to go. Steffi working from behind the arc, seeing what kind of defense Braden Monlin wants to play on.
He handles the ball pretty well, but I'll give Braden Monlin the credit. He's keeping him away from the bucket, Craig, doing a very nice job.
Richard's shots blocked by Quinter, but the stick back by Nixon is what counts. And with 4 seconds left, Fissinger's going to shoot one at the horn here. And that one's no good, but Russia has doubled up the score on Minster, 34-17. Ken and I will take a short break, come back with your Wagner's IGA halftime report. You're listening to high school boys basketball here on NKTelco Sports.
Wagner's IGA has been servicing their communities for more than 95 years, spanning 3 generations. Wagner's founded their business on 2 basic principles: excellent customer service and quality products. Visit all our locations and experience the finest selection of deli, fresh meats, and variety of beverage choices. While there, don't forget to check out our vast selection of fresh coffee beans, produce, dairy, and bakery items. Visit Wagner's today in Minster, Fort Laramie, and New Bremen, and check us out on Facebook.
Kemmler Orthopedic Center is focused on a personalized, caring approach to treat all aspects of orthopedics, including total joint replacement, shoulder reconstruction, stem cell injections, and more. Dr. James Kemmler and Jed Cooney, certified PA, are dedicated to providing the best orthopedic care in the Grand Lake region. Kemmler Orthopedic Center has offices located in Salina and Van Wert, along with extended evening hours. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-586-5760.
We are here, and here, and here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Kogi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
It's halftime here at Russia Local School in the Claire C. DeVoe Gymnasium for this SCAL versus MAC battle between the visiting Minster Wildcats and the hometown Russia Raiders. Our halftime score is Russia 34, Minster 17. Prior to this, we had a junior varsity contest, and in that one, Russia won 48-29. Just to recap that one quickly, scores for Russia in that ballgame were Vince Borchers with 17 points, Jude Counts with 9, Felix Francis with 9, Colby Monin with 8, Matt Caldwell with 3, Michael Bell with 1, and Jackson Grogine with 1 for the Wildcats. They were led by Logan Cooney with 15 points. It was 6 points for Ian Homan, 4 points for Caleb Sharp, 3 for Jack Meyer, and 1 for Connor Smeezing. Let's look at some halftime numbers here in the varsity contest sponsored by Wagner's IGA. After 1 quarter of play, Russia was leading 16-8, and then the Raiders outscored the Wildcats in the second quarter 18-9 for a halftime score of 34-17. For the Raiders, they're being led right now by Hayden Quinter, who's leading all scorers with 10 points. Next, it's Ben Bowman and Braden Monin with 6 points each. Ross Fissinger has 5 points. Xavier Flippo with 3, and then 2 apiece for Braylon Cadonier and Zane Shappy. Russia right now has combined for 5 3-pointers in that first half. For the Wildcats, they are being led right now by Johnny Nixon, who has 6 points. Brogan Steffi has 5, and then it's 2 each for 3 different Wildcats in Austin Wellman, Noah Papari, and Cole Richard. Ken, how about your numbers?
Well, Craig, for Coach Borchers and the leading Russia Raiders, currently they're at 13 for 24, Craig, in the first half for 54%, so shooting the ball very well. Like you said, they've got 5 3-pointers. Raiders are 3 for 4 from the free throw line for 75%. They've turned it over just 7 times, so Raiders got to be very happy with the way they're taking care of the basketball tonight against the Minster Wildcats. For the Wildcats, Craig, they've had a cold shooting night so far. They're 7 for 23, hitting on just 30% of their free field goals. They're 3 for 5 from the free throw line for 60%, and they've turned the ball over, Craig, 13 times. So Wildcats going to need to do a little better job of taking care of the basketball here in the second half. Shoot the ball a little better and try to control the transition game of the Raiders. But Russia has built a comfortable 34-17 lead here in halftime.
I know you and I were talking off air a little bit here before the game, too, about the offense that Russia has this year and the fact that they're averaging 20 more points than they're allowing, 63 points per game. And you thought that 63 number was kind of high. I did, Craig, but Russia has shown they like to play that up-tempo transition game. That's when they're at their best. Tonight, Craig, has been no different. You know, they're sitting at 34 already here just in halftime. I had mentioned in the key to the game was for the Wildcats to hold the Raiders into the 40s and keep it a low-scoring game, and that doesn't look like that's going to happen tonight. All right, all those game stats were sponsored by Wagner's IGA. We also want to remind our viewers not to miss our game wrap-up tonight after the contest is over, where we'll have our final stats courtesy of Wagner's IGA, as well as Ken's pick for our NKTelco player of the game. Also, NKTelco and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of its basketball on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. Replays of this game will be on January 9th at 2 p.m. and January 10th at 9 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. And don't forget to follow WCSM AM 1350, 96.7 FM, and their internet-exclusive games on WCSMradio.com. All season, your sports leader in Mercer and Auglaize counties. Let's take a look at some other games going on around the area tonight. In the Shelby County Athletic League, we've got the Houston Wildcats are hosting the Lehman Cavaliers. Fairlawn is entertaining Mississinawa Valley, and the defending state champions from Botkins right now are up on Riverside at halftime, 32-12. Ken, state polls came out this week. First state polls for boys basketball. Any surprise that Botkins is number one in Division 4? Actually, I kind of was, Craig. They're sitting at 8-1. They're obviously a very, very good basketball team. They did get beat by Marion Local on a last-second shot about a week ago. The Botkins Trojans, defending state champions. They've got an excellent team again this year, Craig. They got a lot of size. They did lose a few players, a very few key players off of last year's team. But again, definitely a very good team to contend with. Marion Local, also very good. The Versailles Tigers sitting at number 2 in Division 3, Craig. Obviously coming off of a state football championship and now sitting undefeated on the basketball court as well. So Tigers enjoying a lot of success early as well in the early season. Yeah, I think for the Botkins Trojans, they probably earned that respect of getting that number 1 ranking with their record. And you're right, they were actually up on Marion Local by 9 points heading into that fourth quarter, similar to Russia a couple weeks ago being up on Anna 9 points heading into the fourth quarter. Those Shelby County schools, though, Russia losing that lead and Botkins losing their lead to Marion Local. You've got in those other divisions, you had, I think, Akron, St. Vincent, St. Mary's number 1 in Division 2, and then Centerville number 1 in Division 1. Both those teams defending state champions as well. And if you're wondering what's coming up for the Shelby County Athletic League coming into this Friday, got some good matchups, a league matchup as Botkins will travel to Jackson Center. You've got Houston and Fairlawn going to battle over at the hangar. And then the big one for us, Ken, of course, is Fort Laramie at Russia, a game that I think you and I are both scheduled to call that one.
Really excited about that one, Craig. We did that one on opening night, you and myself and Mr. Dave Ross, and a lot of fun we had at Fort Laramie's gym that night. Neither team shot the ball very well. It was opening night. There was a lot of jitters. There was a lot of new players on the floor, especially for the Redskins. Laramie's been playing a lot better, Craig, since that opening tip. Russia as well has improved, so it'll be an exciting night here at Claire C. Naveau Gymnasium between the Russia Raiders and the Fort Laramie Redskins. Two rivalries, Craig, there that always get after it and always a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, I can't wait for that one. And you're wondering what the league standings are heading into that game. Bakkens right now is at 5-0, leading the pack. You got Fort Laramie at 4-2, along with Jackson Center also at 4-2. Russia's sitting in that fourth spot at 3-2. Anna's at 3-3, Fairlawn at 1-5, and Houston still looking for their first win at 0-6. And then real quickly, Ken, in the MAC, you've got 10 teams in the MAC. Minster sitting at the bottom right now at 0-3. New Bremen at top at 2-0. They played 9 games in those standings. And, the MAC is just so hard to figure out, especially with football. That thing, it takes a little while to shake that one out.
It does, Craig, and a big difference there between the two leagues. Of course, the MAC only plays each team once. In the Shelby County League, you play everybody twice. So there's always some very big contests, big matchups that can happen. And like you said, Versailles getting off to a late start and Marion Local getting off to a late start because of football. So, but you look at New Bremen, St. John's, and Versailles, and Marion Local, I would say the cream of the crop of that league. And 3 of those 4 teams sitting at 2-0 right now.
Yeah, the 3 teams that you mentioned, New Bremen, St. John's, and Versailles at 2-0. Like I said, already played Minster. Minster are at 0-3, so you got to think the easier part of the schedule, the MAC's coming up for Minster as they will play Parkway this Friday, and then they have a battle with Fort Laramie on Saturday. The second half getting ready to start here again. Russia leading 34-17 as second half play starts it. And Brogan Steffi with the ball now for the Wildcats. Going to get things started with a drive up the lane. He's going to miss that shot as Quinter will come down the court for the Raiders. They will start the same 5 with Quinter, Monin, Flippo, Shappy, and Bowman. For the Wildcats, their same 5 starters with Wellman, Papari, Steffi, Nixon, and Niemeyer as Quinter will take a 3. Russia hot with those 3-pointers in the first half. Quinter misses that one. As we said, Russia had 5 3-pointers in that first half. Shappy now is going to get fouled, it looks like.
Russia continues to do very well on the offensive glass. They've had multiple opportunities tonight where they've gotten several shots at the bucket. But when you're shooting a lot of 3-pointers, Craig, those lead to long rebounds, and the Raiders have taken advantage of getting those.
Austin Wellman for the Wildcats picking up the foul there. Quick substitution for Russia now as Jordan Meyer will enter at the 7:19 mark here in the third quarter.
I think Xavier Flippo might have had a little blood on his jersey or something, Craig. Not sure what happened.
Shappy's going to take the 3 from the corner, and Zane Shappy nails that one. He only had 2 in the first half. Shappy gets the scoring started here. Came into this contest averaging 10.1 per game, so Zane trying to keep pace with his average there. Nixon with it now for the Wildcats. Gets it into the corner. Up and off the glass, it's for James Niemeyer. That's no good. As we said a couple times already, James Niemeyer starting this ballgame in place of Devin Whipker as Ben Bowman will pick up the offensive foul there. He's got 2 of those offensive fouls tonight, Ken.
Yeah, he aggressively went to the hoop there, Craig, and I think the Wildcats might have got the call on that one. I don't think the Wildcat defender was quite set there, but Ben lowered his shoulder into him. Coach Borchers talked about after that Covington game in which Russia beat Covington but gave up, I believe, 55 or 57 points to the Buccaneers, that they had to do much better on defense. Tonight, Craig, the Raiders have done just that for him.
Russia holding Minster to 17 points in that first half. Meyer with it now. He's going to take a 3. Jordan Myers ball's off the rim, but rebound by Braden Monin. Nice stick back there by the sophomore. Braden Monin had 6 in the first half. He now has 8 for the game. Russia outscoring Minster so far 5-0 here in the third quarter. 6:06 to play. Raiders up 39-17. Niemeyer in the corner. That 3 is no good. Rebound Zane Shappy. He gets it up the court quickly to Meyer. Meyer runs into Steph. He goes down to the ground. Going to get whistled for the travel as Jordan Meyer looks back at the official like, what was I supposed to do there?
Jordan kind of ran into the Minster defender and had nowhere to go. Probably the right call there.
Xavier Flippo gets cleaned up and back onto the floor as Ben Bowman gets a rest. Steffi double teamed by a couple Raiders. Niemeyer with it now on the baseline. Throws it off the backboard. Ruschi with it. Shappy streaking to the bucket. Steffi tries to get the steal. Zane Shappy having a hot second half here so far. He's got 5 points in the quarter, 7 for the game. Ruschi now up 41-17. 5:30 to play here in the third quarter. Papari with it. Gets it over to Wellman. Wellman being guarded by Shappy in the corner to Niemeyer, being guarded by Quinter. Niemeyer's going to drive baseline like he did earlier, and another turnover by James Niemeyer. Shappy in the lane with it again. Zane Shappy's going to get another bucket to fall 10. Guy averaging 10 points a game, only has 2 in the first half. Well, he's got 7 here in the third quarter.
He's got 7, 9 for the game, Craig, and the Raiders are just getting out and running the ball, Craig, and they're having a lot of fun right now at the expense of the Wildcats.
Niemeyer gets it in the corner. Papari's going to take the 3. That's too hard off the rim, and a rebound by Zane Shappy. Doing it on both ends of the court. Couple boards for Shappy along with 7 points here in this third quarter.
Ruschi continues to push the pace, Craig.
Quinter thinks about a 3 shot fake on Wellman into the lane. Rolls it up, and he's going to get fouled on his way to the basket. That foul's going to go on Brogan Steffi. So far, neither team in any foul trouble. Most any player's got is 2 fouls. As Quinter hits the first free throw. Hayden Quinter, who had 10 in the first half, now has a bucket. And coming in for Jordan Meyer will be Patrick Bowman. So 2 Bowmans on this Ruschi roster. Ben Bowman and Patrick Bowman. Patrick a senior, Ben a junior. Quinter will get the second free throw.
Patrick enjoys another ball sport, doesn't he, Craig? Pretty good bowler, isn't he?
He likes to throw the rock down the lanes there in Versailles. McBose. As Fortman will get fouled on his way to the basket. Jack Fortman, a 6'5 senior. 3 seniors on this roster for head coach Michael McClurgan, his 6th season. Fortman along with Austin Wellman and Johnny Nixon. Those 3 seniors. You might remember Coach McClurgan replaced a longtime coach there at Minster, Mike Lee, who was there for 23 seasons. He's the all-time wins leader right now at Minster with 314. Just saw a clip of him, Ken. He's now at Pandora Gilboa. They're 3-0 in the Putnam County League. Got a big win against Miller City.
I've seen that. Coach Lee, always a fine gentleman, class act, Craig. He, like you said, he spent 23 seasons here coaching basketball at Minster, and fine gentleman.
Xavier Flippo's 3 is no good. Ball knocked around. Shappy finally picks it up, gets it in the corner to Mon, and he's going to take a 3. Ball's too hard off the rim, but long rebound to Quinter. Tries to put it up, gets his own rebound, and this time he's going to get fouled by James Niemeyer.
Ruschi got 4 shots at the bucket that time, Craig.
And for James Niemeyer, that will be his 3rd foul, so he leads all players with fouls right now.
Hayden Quinter doing a nice job rebounding on the offensive end as well. I mentioned before Ben Bowman was doing the same.
Substitution for the Raiders as Braden Monin will head to the bench, and replacing him will be Ross Fissinger, 5'10 junior, had 5 in the first half. She up 45-18, 3:58 to go here in the third quarter. Quinter tries to extend that lead by 1 more point. That ball goes in and out as Nixon gets the rebound, gets it out to Brogan Steffi. She's trying to up their record to 6-2.
Greg, the Raiders got 2 losses this year, but they're just a few possessions away from probably being undefeated. Only losing by 1 point to Jackson Center, and like you said earlier, had a 9-point lead on Anna going into the fourth quarter. But some hot Anna Rocket shooting in the first quarter led to the comeback. So Raiders are off to a good start this year. And still young. We talk about the youth of the Minster Wildcats. The Ruschi Raiders likewise very, very young.
Well, as we mentioned in our pregame, last year this is a totally different team. 5 of the 6 scorers for the Wildcats were seniors. The only one of those scorers back is Johnny Nixon. Ruschi up 45-18, 3:12 to go here in the third. Fortman lobbing it down low to Nixon. He gets an easy layup. Nice pass there by Zach Fortman to Johnny Nixon.
That's what we expected a lot of right there, Craig. Before the game started was a lot of down low to Nixon. Haven't seen it a whole lot.
And Patrick Bowman gets a three-pointer. The 6'1 senior who came in averaging just 1.9 per game. Fortman's layup is missed, and he's going to get fouled on his stick-back attempt.
How many different Raiders have hit threes tonight? 5?
6 different Raiders with three-pointers. You got Flippo, Braden Monin with a couple, Hayden Quinter with 1, Patrick Bowman with 1, Fissinger with 1, and Shappy with 1. Fortman can't get that first free throw to go down. Substitution, Ben Bowman in for Xavier Flippo, and Hayden Quinter comes in for Zane Shappy. Seven three-pointers for the Raiders. Big reason for this 48-20 lead. And the second attempt from Fortman's good. So Zach Fortman with 2 points, both of those coming from the charity stripe. Cuts the Raider lead down to 26. 2:35 to go here in the third. Monin with it in the corner, being guarded by Niemeyer. Gets it on top to Bowman. Bowman hit a 3 earlier. Cadonier can hit one too, and he's going to try to dial one up. He can't get it to go. Ball's wrestled for us. Quinter puts it up. Hayden Quinter having some kind of game so far. He's got 14 points to lead all scorers. Nixon puts one up. He's going to get fouled. His shot attempt head to the free throw line for a couple. That's going to go on Fissinger.
Johnny Nixon aggressively going to the bucket there, Craig.
Johnny Nixon with 8 points, going to try to make it double figures. He hits the first one. Nixon one of 3 letter winners on this roster, along with those other 2 seniors, Wellman and Fortman. Gets the second one as well, so Nixon into double figures now with 10. Reaching 50-23 lead, 2 minutes to play here in the third. Down low, Bowman gets it, putting up over Fortman. He's going to get fouled by Fortman. A lot of free throws here, Ken.
Yeah, a lot of free throws being shot here in the third quarter. Russia right now 2 for 4 in the quarter. Minster shot 6 of them, 4 for 6 for the Wildcats.
Ben Bowman at the line for a couple. Bowman's first one off the mark. Substitution as Jordan Meyer will come in, replace Patrick Bowman.
8 fouls already called here in the third quarter.
Both teams with 4 apiece. Bowman's second one is short. Both these teams getting ready for big league and conference matches coming up this Friday, as we said at our halftime report. Russia going to be hosting Fort Laramie, and Minster will be home against Parkway. Russia will then get Saturday off before they have a busy schedule. Actually, 11 games here in the next 26 days. Do get this Saturday off, but after that, next 4 Saturdays in a row, they'll have Friday, Saturday games. I think that even extends into February. And another whistle and a foul to go on James Niemeyer. Coming in for the first time, number 32 for the Raiders, Sam York, a 6-foot senior. York had a point in that Covington game last Thursday.
Greg Rusci's student body well represented tonight, as always here at Claire C. Nouveau Gymnasium. You've got the high school students on one end of the floor, elementary students on the other end of the floor. Always makes it tough for the opposing team, doesn't it?
Yeah, something we missed last year. Glad to have it again this year.
Yes, it is, and it's been Kissinger dialing up another 3. That's his second one of the game.
He's got 8 as Russia now leads 53-23. Under a minute to play. Kissinger driving up the floor, throws a shot up, and he's going to get fouled and head to the free throw line for a couple.
Not sure when the running clock starts, Craig, but I think we're about to that point. Like I mentioned from the fans, Craig, Russia students are very well represented here tonight, and very good to see everybody back in the bleachers here.
Fissinger's first one rattles out. get one more attempt. Rushy with a 30-point lead, 53-23. This is the pair, and ball's going to get knocked out of bounds by Myers. Minster gets the ball the length of the court to go.
But the only thing the Raiders aren't shooting well tonight, Craig, is free throws. 2 for 8 in this quarter.
25% is not going to make the coach happy, that's for sure. Everything you can do is practice those after the game's over. Niemeyer going to drive, throw up a shot, and we're going to get another. No, I thought maybe we're going to get another foul, but Niemeyer gets whistled for the travel. And with 19 seconds to go, Hayden Quinter will walk it up the floor. Rushy with a 30-point lead, 53-23. Rushy going to hold it for one shot, gets a screen from Meyer, but some help by the Wildcats. 3 seconds. Kissinger has it, going to throw up a shot that's too soft. York trying to get the rebound, and that'll do it for the third quarter. So after 24 minutes of play, Rushy leads Minster 53-23. We'll take a break and come back. You're listening to High School Boys Basketball here on NKTelco Sports.
We are here and here and here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Kogi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank tonight's sponsors. Our 5-star recruitment sponsor is Crown Equipment Corporation. MVP sponsors are Clopay and Nedick Minster. The game sponsor is Jewelry Barn. Scoreboard is sponsored by First National Bank. Keys to the game were brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. Replays are courtesy of Winners Meats. Our starting lineup came from Sydney Auglay's Audiology. Timeout sponsors are Precision Strip. The stats and recap is courtesy of Wagner's IGA, and our player of the game coming up a little later will be courtesy of NKTelco. Rushy outscoring Minster 19-6 in that third quarter, now leading this ball game by 30 points, 53-23.
Craig, Wildcats had just one field goal the entire third quarter. They're 1 for 9 from the field, 4 for 6 from the free throw line. Rushy seems to be a lot more patient here coming out here in the fourth quarter.
With the 30-point lead, I think Coach Borchers took that quarter break to talk about taking good shots and not getting sloppy. Fissinger will take a three where he made one earlier. That one's short. Rebound, though, goes to Rushy. Seen a lot of those long rebounds on those three-point attempts.
Lots of offensive rebounds for the Raiders tonight. Their 12th offensive rebound.
York with it down low. Kicks it out to Meyer. Over to Monon to Fissinger. Back to Meyer. Meyer's going to drive into the lane, trying to get it to York. Ball gets stolen down low by the Wildcats. Ian Homan now in the ball game in that JV match a little earlier. As Homan gets the bucket, he gets a field goal for the Wildcats. Homan actually had 6 points in the junior varsity game earlier. Getting some opportunity here in the varsity and showing why he deserves to play. And top to Mon and over to Quinter. Quinter's going to drive against Wellman. Wellman, nice defense.
Nice cut by Sam York there. Nice pick and roll.
And a nice assist from Jordan Meyer as Sam York gets the bucket.
Nice give and go play there by the Raiders. Perfect pass by Jordan Meyer. Nice finish by Sam York.
That's how you practice it.
Yes, it is. The old pick and roll, Craig. Nice to see that played by the Raiders.
That's one of those things, Ken, you teach them in that when they're third and fourth grade, that same pick and roll, and it works all the way through, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Just have to execute.
Works on every level, even in the pros.
Braylon Cadonier still on the board for that foul. But at the free throw line shooting is Austin Wellman. He had 2 points at the half. And Wellman gets the free throw to go down. Russia with a 55-26 lead. Flippo with the ball on the floor with Cadonier, Patrick Bowman, Zane Shappy, and Ben Bowman. Cadonier gives it to Shappy. Over to Ben Bowman. New cast of Wildcats out on the floor. And Flippo in the lane throws that one a little hard off the glass and no good.
I think Flippo hit the first three-point bucket of the game, didn't he, Craig, for the Raiders?
Yes, he did. And Brogan Steffi will walk it up the floor for the Wildcats, who trail by 29 points. In the corner, and that's a three-pointer. That one's by Logan Cooney. For the Wildcats. Get a much-needed bucket.
Their first three-pointer of the night, Craig, according to my scorebook.
That's correct. Bowman working down low hard. Can't get the shot to go, but gets it back, and this time no defense. Can't get that one to go. Flippo rolling around with it on the floor. He's tied up with some Wildcats. Gonna get a jump ball.
Got a little sloppy down there that time out of the Raiders' bucket, Craig. Bowman with a nice offensive rebound. Went back to stick it in, missed it all. Flippo with the rebound. Went down on the ground. Wildcats will take over the possession.
Brogan Steffi will head to the bench. The freshman gets a rest, and replacing him will be freshman Cole Richard, who now brings the ball up the floor, gets to Austin Wellman in the corner, being guarded by the freshman from Russia Cadonier. Gets it out to Cooney. On top to Niemeyer. Niemeyer drives the lane, throws it high off the glass, and that's a nice touch there by the freshman to get that to go down. James Niemeyer gets his first points of the game.
Wildcats outscoring the Raiders 7-2 here in the fourth quarter.
Flippo drives baseline around Wellman, puts it off the glass. Bit of work there by Xavier Flippo. He now has 5. Russia up 26 points. And there's a three-pointer, so Cole Richard gets the second three for Minster. Minster
they're shooting well. They're 4 for 4 this quarter, Craig.
Very well here in the fourth.
I don't know where they started hitting some long buckets, and you always look better when you make baskets, don't you, Craig?
Yeah, you do. Behind the back pass there by Flippo, not able to execute. Yeah, Minster 8 points in the first quarter, 9 in the second, 6 in the third, and so far here in the fourth, they got 9. I think we're going to get a precision strip timeout from Coach Dave Borchers. We'll take one with him. Russia leads Minster 57-34.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Park National Bank, Cargill, St. Henry Bank, Chiltex LLC, Speedway Lanes.
NKTelco and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of high school basketball on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. Replays of this game will be coming up January 9th at 2 o'clock and January 10th at 9 o'clock. You can 9 p.m. that is. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. Ken, I missed that basket by Rushi. Who made that one?
That counts. Like you mentioned earlier, Craig, Wildcats have had quarters of 8, 9, 6, and already this quarter in 5 minutes they got 11. Sam York with a nice drive to the bucket and a finish.
Sam York actually will get his season high of 4 points. A nice bucket there by Ian Homan. He has 4 in the quarter, 4 for the game. Mentioned Jude Counts on the floor now with the ball. Number 5, he's a 6-foot sophomore. His shots off the rim, no good. Counts had 9 points in the junior varsity game a little earlier, giving a chance for these younger guys to play. Cole Richard with the ball, kicks it in the corner. Austin Wellman with it now, being guarded by Cadania. Back out to Richard. And Counts will get whistled for the foul. Stick around for the Wagner's IGA postgame report. Ken and I will have all the numbers, tell you who scored what, and give you percentages as well as what's coming up this weekend for both these teams. Another substitution for Rushi now in the ball game, a 6'3" junior Colby Mon, and number 50 on the floor. Colby had 8 points in the junior varsity game as Niemeyer's 3 is short. Minute 54 left to play in the ball game. Rushi with a 61-36 lead. Counts going to drive the lane and try to find Mana underneath, and does find him. He's wrapped up by a couple Wildcats. Wellman now with the ball, trying to get it to Richard. Steal though by Patrick Bowman. Mon with a nice little turnaround the lane, and Colby Mon will get his first varsity points.
Nice little feed there by Counts in the lane, getting Colby Mon probably his first career varsity points.
That's correct. Holman's shot's no good. Rebound there, Counts.
Just shots going up left and right here, Craig, now, aren't there?
And we get a substitution timeout from Coach McClurg. Entering the ball game now is Connor Smeezing, a 5'6" freshman. Smeezing also a junior varsity player. So with under a minute to play, Rushi leading this ball game 63-36. Both these schools getting ready for big games coming up on Friday. As we said, Rushi with 11 games starting tonight in the next 26 days. Have a game next Monday against another MAC opponent at St. Henry. That game being rescheduled from earlier this year when St. Henry had a little success in the football postseason.
About ready to wrap this one up here, Craig. 41 seconds left. I got to ask you, did you have a good holidays?
Had a great holiday, Ken. A nice Christmas and a nice New Year's. Actually ran into you on New Year's.
We did.
Late in the evening.
Yes, it was. Might have been New Year's Day by that time.
Ken and I will be back on Friday night for the Fort Laramie game here in Claire-Cine-Beau Gymnasium. It'll be a lot of fun in that one. Rushi, of course, winning that first contest, first game of the season. Redskins will be out for revenge that night. So you'll want to tune in for that. Ken and I hoping to come on with a pregame around 7:15, 7:30.
That's what makes the Shelby County League so exciting, Craig. Everybody knows everybody's game plan very well, and when you lose to somebody once, you get to play them again. And
that should do it, and it will. So Russia will pick up the 63-36 victory. Ken and I will be back in just a moment with all of your post-game stats. You're listening to high school boys basketball here on NKTelco Sports.
Winners Meats. Quality meats for 4 generations. Hoagie Lumber. Hilsman Automotive.
Are you looking for a new career with amazing growth potential? Nidec Press and Automation is hiring for many positions right now. Nidec is a global company that is growing with its sights on being $1 billion company. Machinists, service technicians, human resource personnel, IT specialists, electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, and many more. The opportunities abound at Nidec Press and Automation. Go to minsterjobs.com now to get started on your new career with Nidec.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Allglaze and Sydney Audiology are committed to providing the most advanced and affordable hearing care solutions.
Did you know that more and more insurances are offering coverage for hearing needs and that we are the most comprehensive provider in the area?
Because we want to serve all in our community, we partner with agencies such as Medicaid, OOD, Sertoma, and most recently the VA, helping our veterans find local solutions to their problems.
Don't leave unused benefits on the table this year. Call us today to see if you qualify.
Lift your career to new heights with Crown, an innovative global leader in the material handling industry with over a 75-year history of growth and success. We're seeking career-minded candidates for a wide variety of entry-level and skilled positions in our new Bremen, New Knoxville, Salina, Minster, and other U.S. locations. Visit crown.jobs to apply or find us on social media by searching Careers at Crown.
Clopay Corporation, America's favorite garage door, is now hiring for all manufacturing and over-the-road Class A CDL driving positions. Clopay is the largest residential garage door manufacturer in North America, and we are continuing to grow. Join our team and work in a safe, clean, modern environment. Clopay offers a great benefits package as an equal opportunity employer and a drug-free work environment. Imagine the possibilities when you open the door to your career at clopay.com/careers.
It's a final here at Russia Local School where the Russia Raiders defeated the Minster Wildcats by the final score of 63-36. Quarter scoring went like this. After one quarter of play, Russia was leading 16-8. Russia outscored the Wildcats in the second quarter 18-9 for a halftime score of Russia 34, Minster 17. And the Raiders really took control in the third quarter, outscoring Minster 19-6. And the fourth quarter actually was won by Minster 13-10. But again, our final was Russia 63, Minster 36. And for Russia, I'm just going to go right down the list. They had 10 different players score. Zane Shappy had 9 points. Ross Fissinger had 8. Jude Counts with 3. It was Jude Counts with 2. Patrick Bowman with 3. Hayden Quinter led the Raiders with 14 points. It was Braden Monham with 8. Braylon Cadonier with 2. Sam York with 4. Xavier Flipper with 5. And Ben Bowman with 6. Again, one more time. Zane Shappy 9. Ross Fissinger 8. Jude Counts 2. Patrick Bowman 3. Hayden Quinter 14. Braden Monham 8. Braylon Cadonier 2. Sam York 4. Xavier Flippo 5. And Ben Bowman 6. For the Wildcats, they had 8 different players in the scoring column. Down their list, it goes Zach Fortman 2. Austin Wellman 3. Noah Papari 2. Logan Cooney 3. Brogan Steffi 5. Johnny Nixon, the only Wildcat in double figures with 10. James Niemeyer with 2. And Cole Richard with 5. One more time, Zach Fortman 2. Austin Wellman 3. Noah Papari 2. Logan Cooney 3. Brogan Steffi 5. Johnny Nixon 10. James Niemeyer 2. And Cole Richard 5. Ken, how about your numbers?
Well, for the winning team, the Russia Raiders, they shot 25 for 51 for the night. Craig, 49%. They were 5 for 12 from the free throw line for 42%. They turned the ball over 17 times. And for the Houston Wildcats, they shot 31% from the field, 13 for 42. They were 8 for 13 from the free throw line for 62%. They turned the ball over 22 times. So Russia Raiders came out tonight, Craig. I thought they played very well. They're very aggressive on the offensive end of the floor. And, the Minster Wildcats, like we said earlier, they've got some growing to do. They're young. They've got a lot of young talent there, but the Russia Raiders do as well. And tonight, the game belonged to the Raiders by a score of 63-36.
All right, those stats came to you from Wagner's IGA. Now it's time for our NKTelco player of the game. And Ken, with 10 different scores for the Raiders, tough one to pick, but if you had to pick your player of the game, who are you going with?
Craig, I'm going with Russia sophomore Hayden Quinter. He finished the night with 14 points, 7 rebounds, put a little electrical charge into the fans with a one-handed slam dunk. He is tonight's player of the game.
All right, NKTelco player of the game goes to Russia's Hayden Quinter. So Russia will improve to 6-2 and look forward to their next matchup on Friday, hosting the Fort Laramie Redskins, and you can watch that one right here live on NKTelco Sports with Ken and I on the call. We'll have your pregame coming up around 7:15. And for Minster, they will drop to 2-8, and their next matchup is also at home on Friday, hosting the Parkway Panthers. And that's a game you can also watch live on NKTelco Sports. And that will officially wrap it up for us here for a final time. Russia defeats Minster 63-36. We hope you enjoyed NKTelco's broadcast of high school boys basketball. Thanks for tuning in. And from the Claire C. Naveau Gymnasium, I'm Craig Fissinger. For my broadcast partner, Ken Francis, saying good night, everyone.